I had tennis player Coco Golf on my flight. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Traveling Gun. My name is Thomas. Today I began a 5-day trip. This is my first actual 5-day stretch in a long time, meaning not I go home and then come back for another day after a 4-day. This is all 5 days. This trip is worth almost 30 hours, so that means long legs and lots of legs. So like 4 legs per day with the exception of today, but long legs. And yeah, it's 30 hours, so I couldn't have got rid of this because this is like a unicorn trip where you get a 5-day for 30 hours. I haven't seen one of those since I first started, where we used to have the 5 days for like 30 hours. I'm gonna be working with 2 different people. I think whomever had it first, they chopped up the trip. They didn't want to work the full 5 days, so I'm working with somebody that they swapped it out with for the first 2 or 3 days, and then the person that originally had it takes the last 2 or 3 days. I can't remember how it goes. But today I started with a deadhead to Cincinnati, and then from Cincinnati to Detroit, Detroit to Des Moines. So I should be done around 3 this afternoon. So it's kind of a short day today, but every day after that is going to be 10 to 12 hour duty days. So make sure I get my rest today and eat my Wheaties, because this is going to be one of those trips where you start early and sort of semi-late. So, but it is what it is. You know, I bid for high credit hours and this is what they give me. So, but I'll see you guys once I get to Des Moines. If anything changes, because it is weather here in Atlanta. If we are delayed, I'll keep you updated. Everybody made it here to Des Moines. Today's flights were very uneventful. Coming out of Atlanta, we were delayed about 45-50 minutes because it was raining earlier and thunderstorming, so it was a lot of traffic backup. But of course, I didn't know that because I went to sleep. Well, I was sitting in the eggs roll, so after she briefed me, I actually went to sleep. And I have to stop sleeping so hard on these deadheads, because I was sleep so hard that I had this dream that we had landed in Cincinnati and we were getting ready to deplane, and I guess people weren't deplaning fast enough and we had to take off again. And then it changed until we was on a cargo plane and the back was opening, and then I see my book bag sliding. I'm just holding onto my book bag by my foot, and next thing you know, we land in Cincinnati, and pretty much basically went on to our 2 flights, even though we were delayed because of all the flight, you know, because we were delayed going into Cincinnati, we were delayed leaving Cincinnati, and then we were delayed leaving Detroit. And basically we were 10 minutes late getting into each place. So we wasn't that delayed, but we made up time in the air. Other than that, tomorrow's an early report. I have to get up at 4. I'm gonna go work out and try to burn off some of this energy, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for day 2. Good morning, everybody. Today is day 2. I think it's 4 legs today. I go from Des Moines to Minneapolis, Minneapolis to Grand Rapids back to Minneapolis, and then to Cincinnati. And I should be done, so I think it's 3 this afternoon I should be done. But I do have a couple of sits, I think, in between, so that's what's gonna drag the day along or whatever. But I don't know if any of you all have flown to Minneapolis or whatever, but it doesn't matter where you fly from. It just seems like it takes so long to get to Minneapolis. I've done Minneapolis to Newark, Detroit to Minneapolis, even though it's just right across, you know, like not too far, 2 states over, because you got Wisconsin, then Minnesota. It just seemed like it took like 3 hours just to go from Detroit to Minneapolis. And even from Atlanta to Minneapolis, it still seems like it just takes forever to actually get there. But yeah, that's just my take on Minneapolis. It just seems like no matter how close you are, it just seems like it takes forever to actually get to the city. But you know what? But anyways, I'm finna get ready and sweep the room one more time just to make sure I don't leave anything. And I'm finna get ready to go downstairs. I'll see you guys a little bit later on once I get into Cincinnati. If anything changes, I'll make sure I keep you guys updated. Hey everybody, I made it here to Cincinnati. Today we were delayed for about 3 hours. I was supposed to be in Cincinnati at least by 3 o'clock. It is now going on 6:30. So it was delayed because of the inbound flight and not because of anything else or weather. So the inbound flight was actually late, coming from somewhere in Michigan to Minneapolis. So it turned in from a 50-minute sit to a 2.5-hour sit, and extended my day. Then it's longer than what it's supposed to be. Today on my flight, I had tennis player Coco Gauff on my flight. And if you don't know who Coco Gauff is, she is a tennis player, a professional tennis player that is from Atlanta, Georgia. And because I saw people taking pictures, you know, in the eggs, because she was sitting in the eggs row, and as I go brief her, I was just like messing with her a little bit. I was like, are you famous or something? Because everybody's taking pictures of you. She kind of gave me this look like, and I was like, I'm just messing with you. I know you. I watch tennis, so I do know who she is. I would just decide to mess with her. But everybody wanted to take pictures with her on her flight, and she's coming here for like a tennis tournament in Cincinnati. So that's why she was here. But other than that, that was my day. Had a lot of UMs as well because school was starting to start back, and everybody was trying to send their kids back home. So I had UMs on every single flight today. But other than that, I'm gonna go downstairs and do a quick mile because it's getting late, and I have a 6:30 van time, but that's not too early. But I still want to get into bed at a decent hour and get enough sleep because tomorrow is a long day, a super long day and long leg. So I'll see you guys tomorrow for day 3. Good morning, everybody. Today is day 3 of 5. We're halfway done with this trip. It's not that early in the morning. It's going on about 6:20. Have a 6:30 van. Today is going to be a long day. I go from Cincinnati to Austin, Austin to Raleigh, Durham to Nashville, back to Raleigh, Durham, and I'm done probably around 8 o'clock. So today is supposed to be a 13-hour duty day, and my layover is 10.5 hours. So if I get delayed for any reason, for any slight reason, it's gonna go down to minimum rest. If we're not already, basically minimum rest. So hopefully I'm praying for no delays because like I said, today is a long day, 13 hours. But we're gonna push through this day. I don't really have any sits in between, but it's just because from Cincinnati to Austin, Austin to Raleigh is super long flights. And we're just gonna get it done today and try to push through, and hopefully nothing goes wrong and we're not delayed because I don't want to be put down to minimum rest. So I'll see you guys a little bit later on once I get to Raleigh tonight. Hello everybody, I finally made it here to Raleigh. Today was a long day. It was a very long day, but it's a lot that happened today. So on our very first flight coming out of, can't remember where I was today, some people didn't make their flight. So someone was saying that they were next on the upgrade list to come up to first class. And the thing is, once you get on board and the door closes, we can't upgrade you. So the kind sir, he decided to upgrade himself to sit in first class because there were 2 empty seats right there. I kindly asked him, hey, could you please move back to your seat? We were not allowed to upgrade once the doors closed. And he could have asked the gate agent, because the gate agent came on to check a seat. He could have asked right then if he could upgrade, on that thing. And the thing is, listen, we used to could be able to do that when I first started, but I think people complained that people were just asking to, they weren't on the upgraded list, and we were just moving them. So they did that. So we can't do that anymore. But long story short, he didn't want to move. My flying partner asked him to move because I asked him to see if he would, say, hey, move. Would you go back to your seat? He didn't. We ended up having to get the captain involved, and he finally, moved back. Can't upgrade yourself. Sorry, you just can't. We can move you to empty seats within the cabin, but we can't upgrade you. We just can't do that anymore. So that happened. There was weather in Nashville, and we had pushback, and we sat on the tarmac for about 2 hours. But of course, while we was on the plane, we took care of the passengers just to make sure they had something to drink, things to eat, and things like that. But we ended up being delayed 2 hours. We sat down on the tarmac for 2 hours, had to go back to the gate to get refuel because the pilots got a new flight plan and there wasn't enough fuel. So we had to do that. Then people were trying to make a decision if they wanted to get off or not, because a lot of people were connected in Boston and Nashville, which I don't understand why they was doing that instead of going from Raleigh to Boston. But that's neither here nor there for me. And, that took a good bit of time. We finally took off about, I think we landed in Nashville about a little bit after 8 o'clock Central Time, 9 o'clock Eastern Time. No, excuse me, I lied. 7:15, something like that. We ended up taking back off and from Nashville 8:10 Central Time and 9:10 Eastern Standard Time, and we landed here at 10:30. So let me see, that was a 7:14. So it was almost a 16-hour duty day for us today had it been another hour. So our rest got reduced to like 7.5, but they delayed the flight in the morning by 3 hours, which I wish they just would have just took it off, got somebody else to do it. And then they took off a leg for tomorrow as well because we would have missed the connect. So they're probably gonna have somebody else do it, but it's just been a long day. You gotta be like a palm tree. But what saved me was we had to sit in Raleigh. Instead of me getting off the plane, going to do something, I just actually went to sleep. So I wasn't as tired as I would have had I not taken a nap. But I took a nap, so I was okay for a while. But now I am sleepy and I'm finna get ready to go to bed. Get up in the morning. I have a 8:30 van, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for day 4. Good morning, everybody. Today is day 4 of 5. Slept really well last night, and today is supposed to be a 3-leg day for me. I'm supposed to do Raleigh to Nashville, back to Raleigh, and then to LaGuardia, and I'm supposed to be done in LaGuardia today around 3 o'clock. I was originally supposed to go to LaGuardia, then go to Charlottesville, but I guess because they had to delay it, it would have caused that Charlottesville flight to be delayed. So I'm guessing they're going to put someone else on it and deadhead them back to New York or whatever. I'm not for sure, but that's what I was supposed to do today. So modifications are a big part of this industry, and hopefully you all that are watching this, that are not in this industry and just want to get into it, to understand that yes, your schedule may say one thing, but guess what? It can change at any time, as often. I've had my schedule change on one occasion, just one time within 30 minutes, probably 30 times in 30 minutes one time before, because it was a delay or IROP and things like that. But here's what it is. I'm finna go downstairs to get breakfast, and I'll see you guys once I get to New York, if I make it to New York.
Slow down, raindrops on the window. I'm dreaming, but it doesn't make sense at all.
Everybody, I've made it here to New York. My schedule didn't get changed, but today was pretty much quick turns, 22-minute turns, each leg. Nashville, about 25 minutes. Go back to Raleigh, 25 minutes to come back here to LaGuardia. They split me from my crew. They went to our normal hotel that we stayed in, and they sent me to another one. I've been to this hotel before, and it was something telling me like, why didn't I like this hotel? Until they told me the van time, and I was like, that's the one thing I didn't like about this. After a certain time, their van runs every hour. So my report is not until 8:05. So it takes 15 minutes to get to New York, to LaGuardia Airport from here. So I have to leave at 7 instead of 7:30 or 8 o'clock, because I can't get there. If I left at 8 o'clock, I'll be late because the flight leaves out at 8:49. And I don't know if I ever told you this, but when we're in outstations, like on our layovers, we have to report 45 minutes prior to boarding and not an hour prior to boarding. I don't think I've ever explained that to you all before, but so I have to leave here at 7 o'clock. Now that's the only thing. Everything else is nice about this hotel is just that you have to leave a whole lot earlier than you normally would have, just because of how their van runs. But other than that, I've been tired today. Like the sleep monster hit me from yesterday till this morning. It hit me. So I'm sleepy, but I'm gonna go work out because it's only going on 4 o'clock, so it's too early to go to sleep. And tomorrow's go home day. One leg I operate to Knoxville and then I deadhead and that's it. So I'll see you guys tomorrow for go home day.
I'm upside down, singing down the hall. Slow down, raindrops on the window. I'm dreaming, but it doesn't make sense at all. And the microphone on the wall. I'm upside down, singing down the hall. Slow down.
Everybody, I've made it home. Today's one flight was very uneventful. I'm off for a couple of days and I started a 4-day trip. So this trip, this 5-day was taxing because of the delays and just how the fatigue wears on you. Again, you have to be like a palm tree and just go with it and roll with the punches is how I like to say. But as you can see behind me, I finished one of my summer projects that I said I was going to do, and that's to get my wine rack ready for my collection of wine that I collect from around the world. And I started, so I have the wine that I've collected already here, you know, put some paintings up, and then of course you all know I've been had this, and also I bought this to keep some of the Japanese whiskey and stuff that I bought, and the extra wine and the port that I got from Lisbon. So finished the summer project before the end of summer because I gave myself to the end of summer to actually finish this, and I did it. I'm finna start on another project outside, and I'm gonna give myself to the end of November. I'm gonna give myself to November, the end of November, to actually finish it and then complete that project. You know, just little baby steps and to get things done around the house. So, but I'll see you guys in the next vlog. As always, hug on the ones that you love. Tell the ones that you love them. I'm out.
I don't know.